Today I'm going to show you how to create a profile in the Revic Ops app. First thing you're going to do is open the app, click on Profile Manager on the main screen. Here's going to be your rifle library. If you have not created any rifles yet or any profiles yet, then on the bottom right there's a plus sign. Go ahead and click that plus sign. It's going to give you three options. There's the QR camera, the QR gallery, and then creating a profile manually. If you go to QR camera, the app accesses your camera, and I can take pictures of QR codes, and it'll automatically upload that rifle profile into the profile manager. When you get a rifle from Gunworks, inside the box is a pamphlet that has the QR code to your rifle profile. I can open up my gun case, grab the pamphlet, take a picture of the QR code, and boom, there's my rifle profile uploaded into the profile manager. QR gallery is screenshots or other pictures of other people's profiles, other QR codes that I can upload or share with friends. Manual is manually creating a profile yourself, which we're going to do today. So click Manual. At the top, you're going to see New Profile. Go ahead and click New Profile and enter in something short and sweet. We're going to shoot a 7mm, so we're going to put 7mm. Once you've named your rifle profile, you've got 0 range, 0 angle. We're going to get into that in depth in a different video. We're leaving it on 0 range for now. What distance should you zero your rifle? Okay, and then before I get into any of these inputs, I want to show you that on the left side of every input, there is a blue icon that is your tooltips. If I don't know what the app is asking me for an input there, I'm going to go ahead and click that blue icon, and it'll give me a little hint on what the app is actually looking for. So 0 range, we zeroed at 100, so I'm going to put 100. 0 elevation offset and 0 wind offset. All that is if you cannot get your 0 perfect, say I'm a 1/4 minute high and I need to come down a 1/4 minute, I come down 1 click and now I'm a 1/4 minute low, or I just can't quite get the perfect 0. I can't get it perfectly centered. I could put my elevation offset, so say I'm a 1/4 high, I could put 0.25 there, or low, minus 0.25. And then the wind, same thing. If I'm not perfectly centered left or right with my 0, I can input my offset there and it'll add it to my wind calls or my elevation settings. Next thing I want to point out here is right next to caliber and scope height, you can see there's orange asterisks. There's going to be orange asterisks throughout creating your profile. These orange asterisks need to be filled in. There's a lot of autofills in this page, but the orange asterisks have to be filled in order for the ballistic calculator to give you a ballistic solution. So caliber is the next one. I'm going to put 284 because that's the diameter of my bullet of a 7mm. Scope height, you're going to measure the distance from the center of bore to center of scope. 1.8 inches on the rifle we're shooting today. Angle unit, you can choose MOA or mils. We're going to be shooting MOA, so go ahead and select MOA. Elevation adjustment factor and windage adjustment factor, that is asking you about your click values. Is each click actually worth 0.25? There are some scope manufacturers that have a different click value, or there may be an error, and you can actually measure that, and you can actually input those adjustment factors into the app. Twist rate is the next orange asterisk. In the 7mm, it's going to be 8.5 for a Gunworks 7mm, meaning that bullet has twisted 1 full turn and 8.5 inches down the barrel. Twist direction is just asking the direction of your riflings in your barrel. It's going to be to the right. That's how you create a rifle. Now we're getting into the ammo itself. So I'm going to click the drop down next to ammo. And guys, we have a huge bullet library here. This is just going to be your manufacturer. So we're going to be shooting burgers. Click burgers, and you can see these are all 7mm options because we put 0.284 above in the rifle category. So we're shooting a 168 VLD hunting. Once I've clicked that, the big drop down comes down and it has auto-filled everything. That's what's cool about this is we have done all that work for you. We have all the information for all these bullets in here. And now again, it's auto-filled. The only thing that I have to check here is that orange asterisk at the top, which is asking for your muzzle velocity. And where do you get that? If you got a Gunworks rifle, it's going to be printed on the side of your turret. Otherwise, you're going to want it chronographic to get the correct muzzle velocity. This rifle's shooting 2980. And now I can see that everything else is auto-filled. Some details on some of these little ones. Okay, chrono distance is if I'm using the sky screens or old style chronograph, you could put the distance that chronograph was set from the end of your muzzle. Powder name, you can go ahead and click that, and if you know the powder that the manufacturer uses, you can actually input that, and it's going to know your powder factor there. Powder temp is what was the temperature when you got that powder factor. And then drag function is going to be your G1, G7, or Doppler. BC, or ballistic coefficient, is the number associated with your bullet's ability to overcome the effects of drag. That's going to be on the box, and then it's auto-inputted because it knows what bullet you chose. Bullet weight, same thing. Bullet length, same thing. The bullet length here, guys, if we do not have your bullet in our bullet library, these are some things that you're going to have to fill out yourself. And the bullet length is not asking for overall cartridge length. It's asking for the actual bullet. So if you can't find that from the manufacturer, then you're going to have to actually pull a bullet and measure with calipers. Base wind, it's asking you what you want your base wind set at when you Bluetooth to a rangefinder, so you have a base wind set to build off of. Last thing we got here, guys, is the BDC turret, your ballistic compensation turret. If I click the on button, it's going to ask me what was my turret cut for. Okay, so my turret was cut for 6,000 feet, 40 degrees, and 50% humidity. When you order a rifle from Gunworks, you can get it custom cut for you, or this is our default, because that covers a wide range of hunting scenarios. Go ahead and make sure you fill those out correctly, and that's the last thing you have to do when creating a rifle profile. So we're going to go up to the top left and hit the back button, and it will automatically save from here. Now this rifle is added to my rifle library. It's at the top of the list. You can see where it says 7mm. Right next to it on the right, you'll see BT, meaning that the ballistic turret is turned on. You're going to see a little orange icon that's just telling you that this is the active profile. And then you got a little settings button. If I click that settings button, on the far left, I can save this profile by hitting sync. I can share it, and if I click share, it's going to give me a QR code for my buddy to take a picture of so it can upload into his app. Obviously, I can copy it, and then if I don't want to, let's say I'm shooting different ammo, I don't want to build that whole profile again, I can just copy it and then just go down and change the ammo itself, and then obviously I can delete from there. On the very top right, guys, again, there's that little tooltip icon. I can go to my ballistic calculator shortcut from here, or my ballistic table shortcut from here. That's all you need to know for this. I can go to the top left, hit back, brings me to the main screen, and that's how you create a profile in the Revic Ops app.